In this video, we're going to talk about how to buy real estate without using banks. And I'm going to share with you 3 unique ways to buy real estate. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Rinde from Ask Rinde, and welcome to the #1 community for real estate, income, and credit. So if you'd like to know how to buy real estate without using banks and the 3 unique ways that we use to be able to get that accomplished, make sure you watch the video to the end and leave a comment below if you need help with anything. Number 1, so the first way to buy real estate without using banks is terms. So properties are bought, sold, and leased every day on a daily basis without using banks. As a real estate agent who specializes in distressed real estate and dealing with probate properties, etc., I can tell you that I see properties bought and sold all the time without using institutional lenders. And it's based off 3 things. Number 1, the equity position of the property. Number 2, the owner's motivation. And number 3, the buyer's motivation.
Art, real estate, what are they? An opportunity. To what? To make money? Perhaps. To lose money? Perhaps. To indulge and to learn about ourselves? Perhaps. Look at this. What is this? This is a piece of land. Listen to what I'm going to tell you now.
So terms mean once they set up the criteria for the deal, the collateral, the terms, the interest rate, and the repayment, then they can actually consummate the transaction and buy and sell and close the real estate. It happens all the time. So there are a few ways that you can actually execute terms on buying real estate without using banks. Number 1 would be seller financing. So seller financing is when the owner or the seller actually has equity and is able to then offer you a mortgage or a note to be able to purchase the property. So in essence, instead of you going to the bank and borrowing from an institutional lender to purchase the property, the seller themselves will be the bank. They will be actually the lien holder on the property, and maybe they actually don't need the money right away. They can actually wait, and they prefer to get the money installmentally. So over time, you'll basically be repaying them the money on the loan that you've taken out from them. Maybe you're giving them a certain down payment, and the balance they can actually take over a 20-year period or 15-year period or whatever the terms are that are established. So seller financing is one that actually will allow you to be able to purchase without using a bank, and it's something that we actually have executed on many times in our group. Number 2 would be private money. So private money is basically people who actually have money that is sitting and they want that money to perform and work for them. As we know, it's always a great idea to be able to make your money work for you. There are many people who would actually have money that they would like to put into real estate, but they are not doing the active investing themselves. They would prefer to actually have their money work for them. So I actually shared this example with someone I was speaking to recently, who one of my mentors actually owns buildings, and what he does basically is he has now become a lender. He uses portions of his rent roll to be able to finance as private money and gets money working for him. So in essence, he's able to actually make a lot of money without actually doing much, but he's making money off of real estate by just lending his money privately. And the third way to be able to execute on terms when buying real estate without banks is going to be RSP mortgages. So this stands for Retirement Savings Plan, and this is basically accumulated retirement savings money that you're using to be able to purchase real estate or to give a mortgage to someone to be able to purchase real estate. If you'd like to know more about this, you can reach out to me. My email address is askrindenow@gmail.com. Number 2, so the second way to be able to buy real estate without using banks would be rent to own. So as we know, rent to own is the bridge to real estate. So there are many people who have capital but don't qualify for bank loans. You would be surprised at the amount of people who have money but they cannot get an institutional loan because the institutional loan has many terms that they can't meet or criteria that they're not able to meet up with. So they actually have the ability to be able to purchase a property and maybe the down payment, etc., but they don't fit the mold that the bank will give them the money for the entire amount to purchase the property. Rent to own is an easier and a great way to start buying real estate. It's faster, it's easier for you to get into the property, and it actually consummates you and helps you to be able to start to know all the things that have to do with home ownership, to know if it's something for you, and to know if that area is for you. It's a good way for you to be able to test the area. I always share this with my clients that you want to make sure that you're comfortable in a specific area. And sometimes it's a matter of actually renting for some time to be able to test it out and see what it's like. Also, if you're in a position where you cannot get an institutional loan, rent to own is an excellent way to be able to get home ownership started today. So I actually do a masterclass where I teach you a unique way to be able to approach real estate using rent to own, how to buy properties really no money down, and how to actually do rent to own without putting up much money at all. I teach this in my masterclass. So if you'd like to sign up for that, make sure you click the link below, go to my website, askrinde.com, and sign up for our masterclass. Just click on rent to own, go to the rent to own section. It's going to take you to our rent to own section where you can actually register for our rent to own masterclass. It's got a lot of valuable information in that, and where I teach you unique ways to be able to do rent to own and start home ownership today. Number 3. So the third way to be able to buy real estate without using banks would be control. So this is where you get into the big leagues, where you start to actually buy real estate such as land, buildings, large apartment complexes, commercial real estate, large real estate investments, and also residential real estate without using the banks to do so. So we have many ways to be able to control real estate, but I'm just going to touch on 2 of them for the purpose of this video. Number 1, crowdfunding, or REITs, real estate investment trusts, or REIFs, real estate investment funds. So these are private equity real estate funds that have been set up for the purposes of acquiring real estate in a strategic way, giving a return to those who invest in the fund. So this is an area of real estate that you have to be careful in, because oftentimes, although you're looking to target controlling the real estate, many times there's a fund manager or someone else that's attached to it, specifically if you're dealing with a REIT or a REIF, because these people are actually managers and they manage the fund to make sure that the investment strategy is being implemented and also that the returns are being given that are in line with what has been promised to the investors within the funds. So oftentimes with these funds, you want to look at things such as the track record of the fund manager, if they have experience in what they're doing, because this is someone who's managing the portfolio if they're targeting specific type of properties, whether it's commercial real estate, residential real estate, or unique ways that they're looking to invest in real estate and they're promising you a return. You need to look at that. Second thing is obviously you need to look at the investment strategy to see if it makes sense. Obviously, if you're not versed in this, you should probably do your homework before investing in a real estate fund, because the performance of the fund will be dependent on market conditions, investment strategy, the veracity of the fund manager, and also other factors that may come into play that may either make it very lucrative or it may make it a bad decision on your part. So you need to basically use this area very carefully when you're looking to invest in these things to be able to control and really operate real estate without having to use an institutional bank. In essence, you're using a portion of your money and you're actually going into a larger pool to be able to acquire these properties. Now, it's a good idea because it gives you ownership of a piece of something that's large and it's part of your portfolio. However, you want to make sure that you really check out the fund manager, because most times I've found that in my years when things have gone bad, it's had to do with the fund manager, and the only thing that are guaranteed with these funds is that the fund manager's fees will be paid. So they have a fee that they attach to the fund, and that is guaranteed no matter what. So whether you're getting positive returns or negative returns, that fund manager is going to get paid. Obviously, you want to make sure that you check that person out very carefully and make sure that you're not going to be burying your money into something that's going to be sinking. So crowdfunding, real estate investment trusts, real estate investment funds are good ways to be able to control real estate, and it's something that you can actually look into to see if you can buy into larger pieces of property. And the second way to control real estate without actually using a bank is wholesaling real estate. So I've bought many properties without using banks using this method, and I can share with you wholesaling is an awesome tool to be able to not only tap into real estate but make money in real estate quickly. So with wholesaling real estate, it's very simply you're going to be controlling the property by having it under contract, and you have the ability to be able to assign your rights to someone else to consummate and close on the property. And you can also combine all of these to be able to do creative real estate deals, which is what I teach and is what I operate in on a daily basis. So I hope that you actually got something from this video. If you'd like to know more about the unique ways that we buy properties without using banks, leave a comment below. You can also reach out to me anytime. My email address is askrindenow@gmail.com. Also go to my website, askrinde.com. Get on our mailing list. We have lots to offer there. We share on rent to own. We share on creative real estate techniques. We share about grants. We're specialists in foreclosure, loan modifications, short sales, deed in lieu. You name it, we deal with it in real estate. So look forward to sharing more with you guys and seeing you guys on the next video. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.